Hi.
Hi.
To meet Jennifer? Hi, Jennifer. I'm Veronica.
Hey, Veronica.
Nice to meet you. Do you prefer to be called Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go over a few things with you. First of all, I'm a marriage and family therapist trainee. I'm with the APU agency. My supervisor, I work under the supervision of Hillary Catling. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist. Our meetings are confidential when we meet with each other. However, there are some limitations to confidentiality. Because I'm a mandated reporter, I will have to report to the appropriate authorities if I suspect there is any physical abuse, emotional abuse, or sexual abuse with a child, minor, dependent adult, or elder. Also, if I suspect that you may be harming yourself or others, I will also have to report this to appropriate authorities and safeguard all those involved. Do you have any questions in regard to limits of confidentiality or?
No.
Great. So Jennifer, what brings you today to see me?
Well, lately I've been having some problems at home, and I guess I'm having trouble, like, managing, like, what I've been feeling.
Okay.
It's mostly, like, with my mom that I'm having problems with right now. I have a 17-year-old brother, and, I mean, he's a teenager, so he's been giving her a lot of problems, and I know because when I was that age, I gave her a lot of problems, so it's kind of like, oh, that's how that looked like. But the way that my mom's handling it, it kind of feels like she's kind of being a child about it right now.
Okay.
Instead of, like, talking about, like, when my brother makes her mad, she won't talk to him about it. She'll, like, right now, she's not even sleeping in the house. She's sleeping in the pool house behind our house because she doesn't want to be around us, apparently. That's how she's handling it. And I know she's my mom, and I feel bad, but at the same time, I feel like if I go out and I try to talk to her, because I know part of the blame is me. I did lie to her about something about a week ago, and I know she's upset about that. She's upset about my brother. She's upset with my little sister for talking back to her all the time. She's upset with my dad not talking to us when she'll be like, can you go talk to him or to my brother? And my dad would be like, oh, why? And she's upset with my dad, so that's why she's like shutting herself out of the house apparently. And I know, like, with me, the only reason why I lied to her, it wasn't even like, I don't see it like a bad thing. I lied to her because I was protecting her feelings, and I feel like she wants me to go out there and apologize when I don't feel like I should apologize to her. I don't know if that makes any sense. It just, since I'm kind of used to how she was when I was growing up, if I were to tell her how something made me feel, she would get upset about it, and I'd have to apologize for how I felt. So it's kind of like I'm not allowed to feel the way I feel because it hurts her feelings. So I feel like if I go out there and I apologize for what I did, I'm like not really, it feels like it's a thing that I should do because that's how I was raised. Like I should go apologize to her for hurting her feelings. She's my mom. But at the same time, it's like if I do that, am I not allowed to feel the way I feel just because it hurts her? I don't know, I've just been really confused. Like,
How long has this been going on?
Like with currently, right now?
The situation
With my mom, like, that's been happening, it's been kind of building up for a few weeks now. Like, I would say, well, actually, I would say maybe 2-3 months it's been building up. And at first, I know it was just my brother giving her problems because he lies a lot. He does weird things a lot. But I feel like, oh, she retired like a month ago. So now, like, she's always home. And I feel like since she's home alone now and she doesn't work, she's taking everything more personal than she would have before.
You sound really conflicted about your family dynamic right now. Sounds like you missed what used to be.
Yeah, I mean, the way my family works, it's like we don't really talk about like feelings. The way we usually do it, it's like they'll go away if we don't talk about it. But right now I was talking to my brother about it. I was angry at him. I was like, you do realize that, Mom and Bobby, they fight over you a lot. And I feel bad for blaming it on him because I knew it was partly me, but I feel like right now it's not going to go away if we don't talk about it. But no one wants to talk about it. And right now my mom is, like I said, she's not even staying in the house. She's so upset. She's saying comments like, I think I'm going to go and try to live somewhere else. Give you guys a break from me.
It's really affecting you. It sounds like you really value your family. It sounds like you want to fix the problem. And you're conflicted on how to do so.
Yeah.
Do you regret that?
Yeah. Right now I don't know what I'm supposed to do to fix it. I was actually talking to one of my friends about this, and my friend, she just had a baby. She's my age, but she just had a baby like a few months ago. So she was like, well, she's your mom. Like, you should go out there and apologize and make her feel needed. And I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, but like I said earlier, like, well, then that's kind of me saying that I don't feel the way that I feel. I'm apologizing for something I don't feel sorry about. Which sounds bad.
But what do you think will happen if you went out there and apologized?
I don't think it would fully fix the situation because it's not just me, but I think it would help. I think it would help her feel like she was needed a little bit, because right now I'm pretty sure that's how she feels, that we don't need her, and that's why she's not staying in the house. I don't know, like, I know I should apologize, but I don't know how I would apologize. And even if I did choose to do that, I know it wouldn't be like real. I would just be apologizing so she could come back in the house. I guess right now I don't know how to fix it, but one of I guess the main thing that's bothering me is how much it's affecting me. When I get really stressed or anxious, or I feel depressed, I sleep more. Well, I try to sleep more. I usually can't really stay asleep, and then at night I think I wake up like 10 times a night now. I don't eat because I don't know how to explain the feeling exactly. I feel like there's like just a big weight in my stomach, so it's like I literally don't want to eat because I feel like I'll like throw up or something.
So over the past 2 to 3 months that you mentioned with this conflict with your mom, and now it seems like because of your brother, and because you did mention that you did lie, and now it's somewhat kind of become this big problem, and yeah, it's at the point now where it's affecting your well-being and affecting your your daily life.
I mean, it's something I think about like all the time. And I know when I feel like this, I also tend to like shut myself out. I won't really talk to people. And it's hard because, like, in my classes, I'm supposed to be talking, but I have, like I said, I have this weight in my stomach. I feel like I have, like, something right here. I don't like how I'm handling it, basically.
You're not happy with yourself right now. It's hard for you.
Yeah, it's hard. Part of me feels kind of angry towards her also because if she could just come back in the house, talk about what's bothering her, like just say it, talk to us about it, I probably wouldn't feel this way. We could just talk about it as family and get over it. But, I mean, it's not how we've ever solved our problems with my family. And I feel like the reason why I'm just like, I want her to talk about it, I want her to be open with me about it, because I've always been the one that she comes to when, I'm the one that she talks to the most. Like, my brother doesn't talk to her. My twin sister, she doesn't really talk to her. She's not really like my sister is also that way. She doesn't like talking about feelings. So I've always been the one that my mom will come and talk to, but like right now she's not even talking to me. Yesterday it was my little sister's birthday, and she's turning 13, so we didn't even do anything for her birthday as a family. And I know my mom's sad, but I feel like being 13, being a teenager, that's a big deal. She's going to remember my mom not even talking to her. Before I left for class yesterday, I tried talking to my mom, and she just completely ignored me. It's like I didn't even say anything.
Sounds like you value like you missed the communication with what you had with your mom. And you value that open communication you once had, or.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked that she felt she could come and talk to me, because she didn't really have, I don't really think she talks to like other people that way. Like, she doesn't really talk to her sister that often. She doesn't see her friends that often, so I think I was kind of like the one person that she was always like, venting to or talking to. Like, my dad also, he was there. But now, like, she's not talking to me at all, and I feel like I'm this horrible person. Like, what did I do for her to be treating me like that? Like, me lying to her about it wasn't to hurt her feelings. But her ignoring me, it feels like she was trying to hurt me.
I'm gonna go back to saying about you lying to her. You mentioned that you did wrong, and as a result, she's not talking to you. Are you finding a way have you found a way to be honest about that? What you had told her, or
Well,
what would happen if you were to tell her the truth?
Well, the reason why I didn't tell her the truth was because I know how she would react. I know what she would say. She would tell me, she'd be like, well, I don't know how to say it without saying exactly what I lied about. So what I lied to her about was I've had problems with acne for like a year now, and my doctor like last year told me like, there's this birth control that's good for acne. And so I decided to start taking it so it could help my acne, because I was just so desperate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's against my religion to take birth control. My mom is really against it. So when she found out that I was taking it last year, she got really upset with me. And she's like, you need to stop taking it. So I told her that I would, but I never did. And so a few weeks ago, she asked me again, like, are you taking it still? And I was like, no, I'm not. But she found out last week that I was, so she's kind of upset with that. And it's like, that's why I lied to her, because I knew how she was going to react. She was going to be like, don't take it. And it's funny because when she found out that I was taking it, I actually stopped.
It's really affected you. Is it fair to say, it said now there's a trust issue with your mom? And
Like, she can't trust me. Yeah. Because I'm a horrible liar. She knows that, but since I was able to lie to her about that, I must have really hurt her feelings. It's just, I guess it's hard because we believe in such different things. She grew up very traditional. She grew up in Mexico. She's Catholic. I mean, I'm Catholic also, but I feel like sometimes it's like not the same with my mom. Like, she's like hardcore Catholic, and I'm just not the same as her, and so we see things differently. So in my mind, I was like, well, I'm taking birth control for my acne. That's the only reason why I'm taking it, because my doctor said it would help. But the way she sees it is like, well, no, it's against their religion to take it. So I guess there's always been times when we don't see eye to eye on things, and like I said, the way we've always gotten over those issues is we just sweep it under the rug, don't talk about it, it'll go away.
you're struggling, it sounds like you're struggling with cultural issues and spiritual issues with your mom.
Yeah.
And you also value your mother's opinion at the same time.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I know that's one thing that says in the Bible, we're supposed to listen to our parents. Not talk back to them, don't yell at them. But I guess it gets hard when we believe in such different things. And it kind of sucks that she probably thinks I'm a horrible person. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It sounds like you were struggling with the cultural ideals and at the same time trying to please your mom and trying to find ways to communicate with her.
Yeah.
And you're struggling with that.
Yeah, lately I feel like growing up with her, I figured out how to talk to her. I figured out how to deal with her. Like, how do I say things, what not to tell her. I figured that out. But like, it's not helping anymore. And I don't feel like I should have to sugarcoat everything that I tell her just to spare her feelings. Because I don't know, it feels like right now my family, there's not much communication going on. We all kind of tiptoe around each other.
It appears it's like you said you really value your family and you miss communicating the way you used to with them. Or am I wrong in saying so?
I miss how it used to be, but there was not good communication before. And I feel because we've never been able to communicate well with each other, that's why it's escalating so much right now. And it makes me think, like, we're all older, like, can we really fix this problem now? I mean, obviously this is how we've been handling our problems as a family for years, just not communicating with each other. And now that I think we should communicate with each other, it's like, well, none of us really know how to because we've never really done it. We don't really know how to talk about our problems.
And you want to find ways to, be able to communicate with your family. To build a better relationship with them.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, we would all be able to communicate with each other and tell each other what's bothering us or what's on our minds. And we'd actually talk to each other instead of, my mom shutting herself away.
Jennifer, I want to talk about, I want to see if we can agree on a problem. When I'm talking to you, it sounds like you are finding it very difficult to communicate with your family.
Yeah.
And specifically with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to find ways to get back into your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one problem I want to focus on, just the way I communicate with my mom.
And possibly the struggles of her spirituality and her religious beliefs, and consider maybe opening up and talking to her about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I've always wanted. I always thought we should talk about, like, her beliefs, her spirituality, her, the way that she sees things, and we should talk about how I see things.
I think maybe we should start off with agreeing with the problem in the sense of communication with your mom and starting from there. Okay, and perhaps in our next session we can consider maybe goals we can go over and coping skills to get you to talk, or even find the courage to talk to your mom, because you seem very conflicted with that.
Yeah.
And can we agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to go over what we discussed with the session. So what I heard you say, or it sounds like you said to me, is that you miss communicating with your mom like you once did. She used to come to you and you miss that, and there's family issues with your brother, and you did lie to your mom, and you're trying to recreate that trust with her again, and you're trying to figure ways to get back into her life, and you're conflicted as a result. Well, I want to start off where we left off here in our next session. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. I know we didn't come to a resolve, but we'll discuss more next time we see each other. Okay? I'm here Monday through Friday, and just you can make up a minute front, and I really look forward to seeing you, and I really appreciate you communicating with me today. And so, thank you, Jen.